And next up we have Manuel. Give him a round of applause.
Okay, change of motherfucking plan, because I was supposed to read a poem to one of my friends that I wrote last summer, but one of the ladies was supposed to sing at the end of a poem. She left. Akina is her name. Just to let you know who's responsible for what you're not getting tonight. So instead I'm going to read a couple things. One is, of course, what Steve Lynch has read us. One and only, Tropic of Cancer. Every motherfucker here ought to get a copy of this book. One of the greatest masterpieces of world literature, 20th century. I was talking to Dylan Martin of German Language Department today, and he was watching a movie called After Hours by Martin Scorsese, who's a big fan of Henry Miller, because Scorsese, as much as he's an uneven filmmaker, he knows great literature when he reads it. And at the very beginning of After Hour, the protagonist, as you may remember if you watched the movie, reads from this book. Once, I thought that to be human was the highest aim a man could have. But I see now that it was meant to destroy me. Today I'm proud to say that I am inhuman. That I belong not to men and governments, that I have nothing to do with creeds and principles. I have nothing to do with the creaking machinery of humanity. I belong to the earth. I say that lying on my pillow, and I can feel the horns sprouting from my temples. I can see about me all those crack forebears of mine dancing around the bed, consoling me, egging me on, lashing me with their serpent tongues, grinning and leering at me with their skulking skulls. I am inhuman. I say it with a mad, hallucinated grin. I'll keep on saying it to rain crocodiles. Behind my words are all those grinning, leering, skulking skulls, some dead and grinning a long time. Some grinning as if they had lockjaw. Some grinning with the grimace of a grin. The foretaste and aftermath of what is always going on. Clearer than all I see my own grinning skull, see the skeleton dancing in the wind. Serpents issuing from the rotted tongue and the bloated pages of ecstasy. Slime of excrement. I join. My slime, my excrement, my madness, my ecstasy, to the great circuit which flows through the subterranean vaults of the flesh. All this unbidden, unwanted, drunken vomit will flow on endlessly through the minds of those to come. An inexhaustible vessel that contains the history of the race. Side by side with the human race, there runs another race of beings, the inhuman ones, the race of artists who, goaded by unknown impulses, take the lifeless mass of humanity, and by the fever and ferment with which they imbue it, turn the soggy dough into bread, and the bread into wine, and the wine into song. Out of the dead compost and the inert slag, they breed a song that contaminates. I see this other race of individuals ransacking the universe, turning everything upside down. Their feet always moving in blood and tears. Their hands always empty, always clutching, grasping for the beyond, for the God out of reach, slaying everything within reach in order to quiet the monster that gnaws at their vitals. Tear their hair with an effort to comprehend, to seize this forever unattainable. I see them when they bellow like crazed beasts and rip and gore. I see that is right, that there is no other path to pursue. A man who belongs to this race must stand up on the high place with gibberish in his mouth and rip out his entrails. It is right and just because he must. And anything that falls short of this fighting spectacle, anything less shuddering, less terrifying, less mad, less intoxicated, less contaminating is not art. The rest is counterfeit. The rest is human. The rest belongs to life and lifelessness. When I think of Stravagant, for example, I think of some divine monster standing on a high place and flinging to us his torn bowels. In the possessed, the earth quakes. It is not the catastrophe that befalls the imaginative individual, but a cataclysm in which a large portion of humanity is buried, wiped out forever. Stravaging was Dostoevsky, and Dostoevsky was the sum of all those contradictions which either paralyze a man or lead him to the heights. There was no world too low for him to enter, no place too high for him to fear to ascend. He went the whole gamut, from the abyss to the stars. It is a pity that we shall never again have the opportunity to see a man placed at the very core of mystery, and by his flashes illuminating for us the depths and immensity of the darkness. Today, I am aware of my lineage. I have no need to consult my horoscope or my genealogical chart. What is written in the stars or in my blood, I know nothing of. I know that I spring from the mythological founders of the race. The man who raises the holy bottle to his lips, the criminal who kneels in the marketplace, the innocent one who discovers that all corpses stink, the madman who dances with lightning in his hands, the friar who lifts his skirts to pee over the world, the fanatic who ransacks libraries in order to find the word. All these are fused in me. All these make my confusion, my ecstasy. If I am inhuman, it is because my world has slopped over its human bounds, because to be human seems like a poor, sorry, miserable affair, limited by the senses, restricted by moralities and codes, defined by platitudes and isms. I am pouring the juice of the grape down my gullet, and I find wisdom in it. But my wisdom is not born of the grape. My intoxication owes nothing to the wine. I want to make a detour. Those lofty, arid mountain ranges where one dies of thirst and cold. That extratemporal history. That absolute of time and space where there exists neither man, beast, nor vegetation. Where one goes crazy with loneliness, with language that is mere words, where everything is unhooked, ungeared, out of joint with the times. I want a world of man and woman, of trees that do not talk, because there's too much talk in the world as it is. Of rivers that carry you to places, not rivers that are legends, but rivers that put you in touch with other men and women, with architecture, religion, plants, animals, rivers that have boats on them and in which men drown. Drown not in myth and legend, in books, in dust of the past, but in time and space and history. I want rivers that make oceans, such as Shakespeare and Dante. Rivers which do not dry up in the void of the past. Oceans, yes. Let us have more oceans. New oceans that blot out the past. Oceans that create new geological formations, new topographical vistas and strange, terrifying continents. Oceans that destroy and preserve at the same time. Oceans that we can sail on, take off to new discoveries, new horizons. Let us have more oceans, more upheavals, more wars, more holocausts. Let us have a world of man and woman with dynamos between their legs. A world of natural theory, of passion, action, drama, dreams, madness. A world that produces ecstasy and not dry farts. I believe that today, more than ever, a book should be sought after, even if it has only one great page in it. We must search for fragments, splinters, toenails, anything that has ore in it, anything that is capable of resuscitating the body and soul. It may be that we are doomed, that there is no hope for us, any of us. But if that is so, then let us set up a last agonizing, blood-curdling howl, a screech of defiance, a war whoop, a wail of lamentation, a wail of elegies and dirges, a wail with biographies and histories and libraries and museums. Let the dead eat the dead. Let us living ones dance about the rim of the crater. Let last expiring dance but a dance.